Where is everyone? Man, I'm so sick of this. Jack, where the hell are you? We're supposed to be filming now.
What? I thought it was 3 o'clock.
No, it's 2! 2! 2! It's always been 2! Come on! I'm had enough of this! Say fucking...
Jesus, George. Are you going to tell him it's a joke?
Nah. Hello and welcome to Dream Team Coach TV with Betway. I'm Sean Burke and joining me is Andy Taylor, Jack Townsend and the Surrey Salah, our very own Dream Team coach, Nick Elliott.
Yeah, I'll take that one, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to keep it up. That's why I keep asking you where you're from every week. The mystery word game is still going, by the way, and the word or phrase should be appearing on your screen now. Don't look so we can't see it. Although it'll be backwards to it, so
bright.
I can't really make it.
Can I just start this off by saying I apologise to any Wolves fan out there for this absolute monstrosity of an outfit.
Can't explain your outfit, Andy. That's a bold choice.
This is Nick's choice from last week. I did lose the forfeit.
You lost. There was plenty of people asking for a West Brom, but I knew that you'd instantly burst into flames if you put one of those.
You have covered that. He's got the shorts.
You've got the shorts,
Got
the shorts.
Yeah, West Brom shorts.
So I want everyone to realise that is Andy wearing official West Brom apparel there.
Couldn't get the
Not
Birmingham.
got the shirt on though. This for me is horrible. I feel my skin is crawling at the moment. It's horrible.
Liverpool beat Man City 3-1 last Sunday in a spicy affair at Anfield. Fighting, angry confrontations, plus a ban for Sterling. And that's just in the England canteen a day later. Safe to say the City boss didn't react well to the result either. Pep is certainly one of the best winners in football, but is he also one of the worst losers?
What Pep always does when he loses, he always overcompensates. Like you see after the game, he's always like, that as well. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. That as well. But he's also saying like, this is why we're 2-time champions. Days I say, this is one of our most proud of this performance kind of thing. He always tries to.
Yeah, he does. He looks like he's on the verge of a mental breakdown though. The way he talks, like, oh yeah, so happy, so proud, so proud. You did lose, like he's like so proud.
I love his nervous tick. Every time Man City concede a goal, Pep has a little sip of water.
Does he?
Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
that is a thing. He's swallowing the rage.
Yeah. But like absolute clockwork, because it cuts to him, just a little sip and a little look to Arteta, who's like not trying hard not to like get any eye contact after every goal. Yeah, it's fantastic.
But VAR again ruined the game. I'm not going to touch on it too much because VAR. I mean, this show could just be VAR every week, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
So contrary to what I'm donning here, VAR was a joke. Again, I think the Alexander-Arnold handball ruined the game for me personally.
What is the rule there? Because isn't there something about it hitting Bernardo Silva first?
Well, exactly, because it hit Bernardo's arm and then it hit Trent's.
Well, firstly, Bernardo Silva's was definitely less of a handball in terms of the laws of the game than Alexander-Arnold's. And also, I think if Bernardo's would have led to a goal, then obviously it would have been. But you can't.
This is where it gets confused, because if it had come off Bernardo's arm and gone onto Aguero's head, headed it in, it would have been disallowed.
Yeah.
But if it had come off that, hit Trent, and the ref decided Trent's handball was handball, it would have been a penalty.
Right.
Do you mean that Bernardo's handball changes depending on the scenario, which is why it's so inconsistent. Which is the same as if, Liverpool pretty much did go down the other end and score. If they decided that Trent's was a handball, it would have been disallowed, but City still would have not necessarily got the penalty.
Surely Trent Alexander-Arnold's involvement in the goal suggests that there was a handball in the build-up to the goal.
That's what
it's the same phase of play.
Yeah, I think it should have been. Yeah. But the thing is
what's the rule in there then?
Well, that's
got to be like it looks like it's close to the goal, so we'll give it then.
Well, that's what I mean. I suppose there's a grey area between you judge when how
it's assisted them on the counter-attack for the goal.
No, I agree, but that's why it's inconsistent because.
But I mean, basically, VAR have got no bottle. They've literally looked at the circumstance and thought, is it worth us giving this at Anfield? Imagine the backlash. The whole city is going to turn against VAR. Let's just leave it, lads. But it seems to happen a lot to Liverpool, doesn't it, at the moment? The old Champions League final, few little things going their way, big games.
Do you know, I know what you're hinting at here. There's some sort of like conspiracy agenda, but the thing is, there's no way the football authorities are organised enough to successfully implement a conspiracy.
I actually got to speak to Pep after the match to find out how he was feeling. Emotions ran high, as you can see. Pep, unfortunate result today, but you reacted quite badly. Do you think you're the champions of the touchline tantrum?
What happened today, we show why we are the champion.
Do you think they'll ever make another Back to the Future movie? Do you and the team ever talk about that?
Always we talk about that. Be positive and never give up. So.
Yeah, I hope so too. By the way, have you seen my keys? I lost them somewhere around here.
Ask to the referees, please don't ask to me.
The referees, man, they can't even spot a blatant handball, let alone a set of keys.
Ask to Mike Riley, and the guys are in the VAR in the other one. Don't ask to me.
I'd really rather not, man. They are useless. Oh, and speaking of the refs, by the way, do you think it was necessary to urinate in their kettle after the full-time whistle?
That's part of the game, so...
Jesus, Pep, it is a game after all. One last question. Do you know how David Blaine makes a card appear in an unpeeled orange? In the middle? I can't get my head around it.
I don't know. I'm not a magician.
Alright, okay, fair enough. Thanks, Pep. There has been a lot of talk of natural silhouettes when it comes to these controversial VAR decisions. But what exactly is a natural silhouette? Well, we've come up with a few examples that we can debate. So let's play natural selection. Let's have a look.
Oh,
It's nice.
All right. So
wow.
what's happening here? Now it's a bit fuzzy.
Looks like Chewbacca doing like a squat.
That is a
It
human.
looks like a ghost playing basketball.
Would you say that's natural or unnatural?
it does,
It
look
does
like
actually.
that, yeah.
Is that natural? I'd
Yeah?
say no. That's
Okay.
not natural.
Should we find out what it is? It's Trent Alexander-Arnold
There you go.
with a football for a hand.
It'd be good. This would be good if this is how they actually made the decision via this game. It takes all the bias out, doesn't it? Just like,
Honestly,
oh,
it's like, is that even a human? No. All right, let's have our next example up. Natural or unnatural?
Oh, that's someone striking a pose. Who's
well,
this?
it's got to be natural. You know, the arms are tucked in there.
Yeah, that's natural.
But maybe
Natural, yeah.
suspiciously tucked
Suspiciously
in.
tucked in.
Unnaturally
Yeah.
tucked in.
Yeah.
Does this man have no arms? It's Liam Gallagher.
Oh!
Sunshine. Chris Martin just didn't even get
That's
a look
actually
in.
that's a perfect word.
That is
I've
pretty
never,
much though.
I've never realised
That
that.
is
Why
it,
does
though.
Liam Gallagher look like he's perfectly defending a cross?
He's anticipating a free kick.
You know how they call it a Cruyff turn? Is this going to be
Gallagher,
like the
yeah.
Gallagher?
Yeah.
Next up, let's see what we've got.
Wow.
Oh, I know what this is.
Natural or unnatural?
That's Rio Ferdinand and Carlos Tevez.
Natural. Listen,
Yeah.
these things happen on a football pitch. What can you do? I believe we've got a few layers on there. There's more to the
Oh,
story.
yeah,
Let's
there's
see
more.
what's
Yeah.
underneath.
It's been really creatively made, this.
What's up next? High production value
I haven't even seen this,
on
by
this
the
show.
way.
Oh, that one stings. Oh, that's gotta
We have
hurt.
very respectfully put the asterisks there.
You see, he's so annoyed. It's the dankest part of the week. The lads submit a football meme to the Dream Team Instagram page, and you folks get to vote on your favourite. Producer Graz, bring on the memes. All right, it's a video. Is this yours, Jack?
This is me.
Okay.
All the chat was about the ball
I
hitting
mean-
Alexander-Arnold.
Oh,
So,
I felt that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute banter. Next up. All right.
This is me.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's pretty low res, isn't it? But
Yeah.
you know, you can see here Arsenal getting rid of Wenger. Little did they know.
Okay.
Well, this is
This one's
another,
pretty-
another ball-related one.
This one was
This cat's face.
pretty rowdy, to be fair.
Look, I always try and move the pillars of the meme section, right?
I liked
art.
it.
Look
I
at
mean,
his
it was.
face. That is Pep Guardiola when they conceded the third goal.
Yeah, look, he's
That's
holding
Pep.
two in the air.
I used to have 2 balls. 2.
So
All right.
if that doesn't win, I think it's a joke, really.
Well, we'll find out who the winner is very shortly. Third place is Andy Taylor.
Oh! Thank God for that.
You know, when I sent that across to producer Graz, I said, this is the winning meme.
Second place is Nick, which means
Oh, he's back.
Don't mind
It's
that.
the winner.
Don't mind that. I feel like the serious title contender.
Oh,
He's not won his game.
Rare
either.
win for Jack.
it's the international break this week and an exciting time for the England team with lots of young players claiming positions for their own. You've got Abraham at centre forward, Mount in midfield, and Maddison beside the poker table. You guys have some relevant stats about the upcoming fixtures, or just England. 2 of which are true, 1 of which is false, and you're going to test my football knowledge, right? Let's hear them. I have to find the false one.
Right, well, I'll go.
Hit me.
I'll go. Yeah. Right. So, Gareth Southgate has got a worse win percentage than Sven-Goran Eriksson, Fabio Capello, and Roy Hodgson, and he's statistically the second worst manager for England over the past 18 years. The only person that's worse than him is Steve McLaren.
Mine's actually a Premier League stat, but it involves 2 England strikers.
Okay,
So
okay.
After just 12 games, Tammy Abraham has already equalled Marcus Rashford's best ever season in terms of goals.
And finally, England are currently above Belgium, Brazil and France in the FIFA World Rankings.
That's a world champions. How can that be right? Right, okay, I'm going to go for false.
No, it's true.
What?
Gareth Southgate is statistically England's second worst manager over the last 18 years.
No way.
It's amazing what a good tournament can do
Yeah.
to change people's opinion.
Yeah, but that's what we want, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
for so long everyone's saying, what's
True.
the point of under Capello? What's the point of winning all the friendlies?
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
If you flop in the thing, we would. If you had the choice, we would rather have the tournament wins. So actually,
That's
yeah,
true.
it's your thing, but.
He's still nowhere near Sam Allardyce's 100%.
I don't think that's ever going to be topped. That's incredible.
Between me and Jack now.
Right, okay, so you got world rankings and you've got Tammy Abraham. I'm going to say yours is false at the rankings.
Correct. Correct. Well, you can't really celebrate that.
Second time's
It's 50% chance.
Brazil, Belgium, and France are actually the only 3 teams that are above England. So
Oh,
they're currently
okay.
ranked 4th.
I found out a stat that absolutely triggered me, and I reckon it will trigger you as well. So you know Ipswich, right? What's their nickname?
Tractor boys.
Yeah. And apparently they got that in 2001, apparently, because of like basically the massive like agricultural culture there in Ipswich. But actually, statistically, there are more combine harvesters in Ipswich than there are tractors. So they should be called the combine harvesters. And I just got absolutely triggered by it. I mean, is that not? Why are they being called the tractor boys week in, week out for no reason?
Yeah.
Should we start an official movement to try and get Ipswich renamed as the Combine Harvesters?
Yeah, I mean,
Or the Combine Harvester Boys?
It's the international break this week, so there's no weekender this time. So we're going to do a draft instead, but this time with a twist. You guys have to pick names at random out of some handbags. They seem so popular in the England camp at the moment. You know, it just seemed appropriate. Andy, you're up first, and all the players are from all the home nations. So Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, England.
okay.
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Oh, Josh McGuinness. That's not good. That's not good.
Right. I feel like I'm on a Champions League thing.
Yeah.
Not Arsenal.
He's definitely not a forward either, is he?
Tom Lawrence.
Matthew Kennedy. Who the hell's that?
There's got to be someone good in here. Lawrence Shankland. So those are my 2 forwards.
Sam Vokes.
Oh, you're very strong
Vokesy.
Welsh contingent
Yeah,
from you
Vokesy,
two.
that's not bad, that.
Oh, he's
only got Gareth Bale. He's only got Gareth Bale.
Go on, just be someone good. Kieran Trippier.
It's not bad.
Shane Ferguson.
Oh no, Jordan Thompson. Who's that?
Trent.
Trent.
Oh,
Alexander
Trent and
Arnold.
Trippier.
Trent and
Oh, yeah. Unlucky.
Half each, lads, half each.
Declan Rice.
All right.
Declan Rice.
Tom Flanagan.
Get up
Lesson
close and
education.
personal.
Yeah.
Stephen Davis. Ooh.
Michael
Devlin. At the back.
Yeah.
Right,
Solid.
I'm gonna go keeper.
I don't like the odds of a keeper.
Michael McGovern. He does start.
I think
for
he
them,
does start there, yeah. Here we go. Come on! Let's have Raheem, even though he's not going to play the first game. Stuart Dallas, Leeds lad. Happy with that.
Oh, he's
Happy
got
with that.
someone.
Right.
Love Stuart Dallas.
Someone called Chris
Metham.
Chris Metham. Yeah, I mean that's a good.
Bournemouth.
Ben Chilwell. That's
Oh,
good. That's a good one.
That's
That is.
good.
I think
Your
Andy
team's
should be quite
looking
happy.
good.
Right.
Why he's
Chilwell
gone.
whipping him in for Bale.
What are the odds here of pulling out Jordan Pickford? No.
Who is it? John McLaughlin.
John McLaughlin. Don't know who that is. Who's he pulled out? David Marshall.
David
The
Marshall.
David Marshall. Oh, what a great pick. Well, interestingly, nobody's picked Sterling or Gomez, and they've without doubt been the most talked about this week. So what is your take on it? I mean, there seems to be a lot of talk about it. Some people think it's a non-story and that it shouldn't have come out at all in the first place. But
It seems, I feel like Southgate's not really protecting his players enough.
yeah,
He's like, what if it was if there was as much of a problem as said it's been blown up in the media, then why is Sterling still training?
Yeah.
Like, if it was this big bust-up, then how come he's still in the camp?
I suppose what happened was that Sterling walked in, all the Liverpool players were there gathered, having a laugh, and Sterling they weren't laughing at him, but he thought, they were taking the piss a bit, and he's gone up to Joe Gomez, you think you're the big man now? And then Liverpool players were laughing because they weren't sure that Sterling was serious, but then he was serious, and they had a little squaring up. I say squaring up.
Squaring half.
Yeah.
You're the big man
Face-
now.
face
Actually, I
touching,
see
but
that.
I've heard headlock being thrown out there, but I'm thinking that's a hell of a leap to get Gomez.
Gomez got a little scratch on his eye, so there's clearly some sort of hand-to-face contact.
Yeah.
Southgate's just covering his own back, in my opinion. If Sterling is the person who's done something bad, then I do agree that you've probably got to deal with him in some sort of fashion, because you can't just go squaring up and not expect any repercussions.
Yeah.
But do what every other manager does and just go, I'm resting Sterling for this game, or he's picked up a little niggle in training, or just something. Just lie to the press and say that. He's come out, he's dropped him in it. People are now looking at Sterling going, what a plonker, like he's just squaring up to his own teammates.
Yeah.
I just think Southgate's a bit of a square, to be honest. I just think that's just, it just sums him up as a person.
He's a grass.
Have you heard that Ray Parlour story when Southgate took over at Middlesbrough?
No.
And Southgate was a player at Middlesbrough and then converted to being a manager, and Ray Parlour was a player there. And basically he said, right, from now on, no one calls me Gareth or Southgate. It's it's manager. And then Ray Parlour said, oh, what? We can't call you Big Nose then. Ray Parlour never played again. Because Southgate doesn't hack the banter. Just doesn't like it.
I do think now it's going to be a bigger deal. Like now that will always be a thing. They'll play each other in 5 years' time. Guarantee the commentators will bring it up. Oh, do you remember? There's a bit of history between these two, even though they probably would have played, 40 games for England in that gap. So.
And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, the weekend results from last week. This year, we've made a loser board to help decide which forfeit is carried out. We've got 6 options: red arse, slap in the face, walk on some Lego, substitution to give it to somebody else, cinnamon challenge, and fancy dress, as you can see, example A right here. Let's see how you fared. All right. Ooh, 30 points. Pretty good.
Happy with that.
Pretty good.
Happy with that.
Pulisic done
That's
you well
probably
there.
the highest for a while.
Happy,
isn't it?
yeah. Pulisic and
that's
Abraham
really good.
coming through there.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's fine. Although Neil Maupay didn't score at Old Trafford, that's a shame. It's easy. I'm worried about the substitution now. That's what you start. That's it. That's why the new element is good.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
why
never rest.
You're
him.
never safe. You're never safe. All right, let's see who's up next.
Oh, you bet hard on Spurs. I don't know about that.
That probably possibly one of their worst games of the
That's
whole
why.
Especially
season.
with you being such a big Sheffield United
I know, but I
admirer.
couldn't see it carrying on. I just thought Spurs always at some point turn it around, and I thought that was like the easy fixture for them. But no.
He's comfortable, actually. Comfortable.
No, none of the Villa boys really helped me.
No.
But
Leicester.
Our loser of the week this time is Pep Guardiola for taking defeat in the most graceful way. It won't happen often.
Got one
Pep,
more
don't worry.
thing.
Oh, and he's got one more. Oh.
That's Della Fey celebrating against Wolves in the FA Cup.
Oh, that's what that is. Right. That must have been quite a painful day for you, Andy. And you were there
You're trying
as
to
well.
banter me with Watford when we're 8
All right.
Don't tell me that still doesn't hurt. Don't tell me that doesn't hurt.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Give me VAR. VAR.
Oh, fancy dress again! Back to back fancy
In a row.
Yes!
Man, you're going to look like a
you
buffoon
might
on
never
this show.
wear
Because
this
I'm
Wolves-
trying to go. I'm starting here and trying to go for VAR.
There was a
Yeah.
moment.
Every time it goes.
It's
in
so
there.
hard to predict.
It literally stopped on the verge of
Perfect.
going across.
Yeah.
And I won Weekender again, so that's my choice again.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to dig for his inspiration. Again, if you've got any
Yeah, any
suggestions,
suggestions,
yeah,
bearing
let
in
us
mind
know.
we've already put him in rival gear, so we need something else now.
Something a bit more
new.
creative, something mental. Well, I guess it's time to reveal the mystery word.
yeah.
I guess it was kind of, the mystery word was a combine harvester.
Oh!
Which you said.
Was it all lies?
And he said, he did this before.
he's done the
How do you
story
keep falling
thing.
for this? You did unicycle as well through
It's
a weird
good.
story.
No, it's good.
You
It's
two
good.
ate it up.
I've sold in it with a nickname of another football team. The lot.
Well, that's all from us, folks. Thank you for joining us again on Dream Team Coach TV with Betway. and we'll see you next time. Tune in to see what Andy's dressed as.